I'm curious to see if you run into, because I know occasionally, not very often, you can occasionally run into Andrew Schultz. He now has said he's like fully out on everything that's happening, and he's did not ever think it could go this way. And I don't think he's lying in how he feels about it. I think he's being truthful that he's really disturbed by it.
You didn't think we could get here, which means you had faith in this country and this government that we would never get here, despite people telling you that this is where it's going. So you had more faith in the government, in the marketing, than you did in human beings who were being affected or knew the history of this nation.
So you're giving those people a lot of credit and saying they must have really just believed something positive.
Okay, so then it was a grift. So you knew it had potential, and so you just decided to ignore that for the sake of the grift, because now you got to sell out your Madison Square Gardens, you got your Hitler haircut, you got your Hitler mustache, you jumped on stage at the Garden, sold a bunch of tickets, you and Charlamagne did your podcast and did all your song and dance, you did all your things, got your clicks and got your likes. And so now the new grift is, I'm going to apologize.
That's what I think it is.
I just feel like just to excuse it as like, oh, I'm just going to interview him. No, he was spewing this pro-Trump rhetoric before this. So it's like leading up to it. So, and whoever else is on the show was like, ha, 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 they would just laugh about it and entertain it. And it led to them getting that Trump interview.
Well,
and now the my bad, all while people's lives are being destroyed. People are scared because their aunt could get taken, their mothers, their children. Like, it's bad, guys.
And didn't Trump always say, day one, we're going to have the biggest deportation in U.S. history?
We're going to round up 2 million. We're going to he said 11 million and he said 21 million once of them. He was like, there's 20 million illegal people. And I was like, 20? Do you know what 20 million people getting rounded up looks like? Do you know what that looks like? And most people don't know what that looks like.
No.
So that means you're an effing idiot because you heard these crazy numbers and you didn't take it serious, or you're so jaded by talking crazy on the internet and watching the internet that you were like, he's just talking. It's not gonna happen.
But it doesn't matter. Why would you be okay with that talk?
Why would you be okay with that talk? Would you interview Andrew Schultz?
I don't believe he's evil and wants to spread evil, but he made choices where he put his own success of his podcast ahead of the well-being of his fellow Americans. So, I don't know. It's the same way I feel about Charlamagne. There's certain things that he does that I'm like, oh my God, how? But at the same time, I don't think Charlamagne's heart is terrible and he wants bad things to happen to people, but he does things that make me go, how could you do that in that moment?